We've got your limit right here, everybody, on Deep Dive Zone, the Sonic review series for fans of all shapes and sizes. I'm your host, Evan, joined as always by my co-hosts Lauren and Bruce, and today we are, we're at Sonic 175, which I love this comic. It's great. I love it.
Eggman is so evil on this cover. It's insane.
This art goes hard.
This art is really good. I like it.
It's great.
Good job, Spaziant, and
Hell yeah. Like usual, for the most part.
Yep. The unthinkable happens. It's a milestone issue, and that means that something big is going to happen in the story here. Eggman Empire. Flynn and Yardley. Yeah. With the wedding done, the Egg Fleet attacks. Eggman and Snively use powerful new mechs, vaporizer cannons, and a whole lot of artillery. The city of Nuthole is completely destroyed.
Spoilers, but also it does kind of happen pretty fast.
It does happen pretty fast. I wasn't expecting it, to be honest. I was really expecting this to be like, oh, it was just a dream or something.
Eggman was saying he was tired of letting the city exist.
He ran through on that.
And yes, it is a spoiler, but I feel proud of myself because I wrote that summary before I even read the story. That's how much I've read this comic.
Right, okay. Before you read it before, just not
you read it.
Yeah.
But
Anyway, we should probably get into it. It does kind of lull you into a false sense of security for a minute at the beginning.
A little bit. Yeah. We get one page of Eggman and Snively talking. And then we just go
that page because note that their speech bubbles are coming out of the wrong characters.
I thought that was the case because I was really confused what this dialogue was, why Snively was apparently referring to himself.
Yeah. But yes, everyone is chilling in I believe this is Freedom HQ, the underground base.
Yeah.
Looks like it.
And you know, it's been nice and chill since the wedding. The only one who's really worried about anything is Knuckles, and he's like, "Hey, SBO has been gone a long time."
I love how everyone just kind of blows off Knuckles' worries. Like, Knuckles is right to be worried.
Yeah,
I think SBO does this sometimes.
I guess that's why everyone else isn't worried, but like, still.
I think it's why that comic where he went to Golden Hive was kind of significant, is because it does display that trait, although, you know, it's very last minute. Oh, here's the thing we're establishing about SBO so that we can have this happen to him.
It's not unbelievable. It seems completely in character.
No,
yeah, it wouldn't surprise me.
It's not that I think it's really wrong, it's just I can see the gears turning.
Sure.
And yeah, and it's like, it's like, I want to say that, like, I like that Rouge offers to go look for him, but it's clearly just here to have another Mean Girls moment between her and Julie Sue.
The way she does it.
Yeah.
If she had just offered, if she had just offered, that would have been fine.
But the dramatic irony laid on thick here. Sonic keeps talking about how good things are going, how the villains are on the back foot, and how Eggman doesn't have much time before they defeat him for good.
Yep, of course.
Yeah.
He does limit the things that are still a little off with Tails, which, but it's okay. Tails is busy. He's here with Rotor, reminiscing about how, things have been hard recently, but, you know, we just gotta keep things going, make sure Nicole hasn't been compromised. Oh, Nicole has been compromised.
Yeah.
It's the shift is very quick. It's, you know, we're running a diagnostic on Nicole, we're talking about things, diagnostic complete. Oh, they're here!
Yep, basically.
Yep, and then we get right into it, and they really don't stop.
Yeah, no, things just start happening.
The entire ground gets torn up above the base by Snively, and then it just becomes an unending series of
let's just start killing people.
Yeah,
I mean okay, it is extremely obvious that they're not dead, because they wouldn't just wipe out almost the entirety of all the main cast like that.
Like they start killing quote unquote killing like 90% of the main cast.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things,
it's still sudden and like, wow.
Yeah, I think at a certain point you're meant to not think that everybody is dead for good. I think that would be...
Oh, as soon as they started hitting characters like Antoine, Bunny, Sally, it's like, okay, this is clearly... SBO clearly wasn't killed.
Yeah, but it's like, because I hate when stuff does do that. Empire of Death is from Doctor Who is probably the worst example where they try to shock you by saying, "Oh, the whole cast is dead," and then the fact that you've done that means that I know that not a single person is going to come out of this actually dead.
Exactly. Yeah. No, a lot of media likes doing that, and it is annoying.
But this is a cartoon comic for children, so I'm not really worried about that.
Nah. Yeah.
This is very interesting, though, because this still kind of had me a little shocked because I was like, oh, wow. Basically what we're seeing here is what would happen if Eggman didn't hold back. If Eggman didn't hold back, they could just kill almost all the heroes. Seriously, this is what we're seeing here. I know that they're not dead and I know that it's not really in character for Eggman to just kill off all their enemies. They wouldn't.
But if he decided not to hold back, Eggman would just win.
Yeah, well, okay. I wouldn't say they would win.
Well, maybe not.
As we see here, they don't get literally everyone.
No,
you couldn't have a base full of happy heroes, basically.
Yeah, we would be left with an actual ragtag group of fighters.
Exactly.
Yeah, Eggman is in more control than he lets on, and this is a display of that.
Exactly.
He's also in less control than he believes he is, despite knowing that, but we're getting ahead of ourselves. So, yes, Rotor pushes Tails out of the way of the falling rubble and gets hit right before Snively's beam totally disappears him. And then Snively gets Rouge, Julie Sue, and Vector, which is obviously...
That's when you know it's not for real.
Yep,
because you can't get rid of Rouge and Vector.
Yeah, as soon as game characters started getting hit, I'm like, okay, there's something else happening here. Yeah, I mean, even with SBO, it's
and in anything, you don't really kill off characters this fast unless you're
unless you want to just get rid of them quickly.
Unless you're Space Runaway Ideon, which I've never even seen, and I'm pretty sure that's accurate. Maybe I should have said the end of Evangelion. Anyway, Anyway, this is a real shock, because from their perspective, at least, everyone's just deleted without a trace. So Bunny goes in to fight. Snively just grabs her arm and takes that opportunity to get Sally, Antoine, both Bees, and Ray.
Right.
And then Bunny herself. So, that's not good. But it does enrage Mighty.
Have we seen Mighty do this? I feel like we have. He just goes completely mental.
I don't know. I don't think so, because Mighty hasn't really had a lot of focus in these comics.
That's fair.
But they have played up his connection to Ray, at least, so he's...
Yeah.
It is strong for that reason, and it's gratifying, because he tears the arm off and breaks it over Snively's head.
It's a good moment, for sure.
It is a good moment that is capped off by a great line from Snively. Fine, I don't want you to feel left out.
Yep. And then he gets Mighty, and Tails is just instantly in tears from all this, which I don't blame him. Knuckles is driven mad too, but Sonic is holding him back to keep him out of Mighty's way.
Right.
And Sonic is ready to take on Snively next after this, but Snively's just like, I've done enough for now, and he just self-destructs the machine to get away.
Yep, this was all part of the plan.
Which that's a self-destruct being used for the intended purpose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How often you see that in a cartoon?
True.
Anyway, I'm guessing because Sega pushed even harder on not having this happen, Knuckles, Tails, and Amy are stuck under the rubble after this.
Right.
Yeah, that's very, very coincidental, isn't it? It's the four of them that are left. Okay.
No, they're doing a secret Sonic Advance adaptation.
Right, totally.
Sure, yeah.
Anyway, Snively said he was just a distraction anyway, and Sonic has to get through there. The friends will be fine, but he needs to go see how everybody else is doing. Oh dear.
Oh my! Not the entire city of Knot Hill is a burning wreckage.
The Egg Fleet has done exactly what Eggman said it would.
Yeah, he just wiped the entire city off the map.
Yeah, it's funny because, like I said, it won't stop. First you get rid of a bunch of the main heroes, but that's not a huge chunk of the whole of Knothole, and then you go to look at Knothole, and then there's no Knothole either.
Yep.
Yeah.
In one fell swoop, basically.
They definitely relish in showing some of the landmarks gone, like Chuck's Diner and Lake Rings.
And even Sonic's own house.
Yeah. And I love the page turn. where Sonic is running toward the castle. He's like, okay, Elias must have got everybody here, and then it explodes in front of him, and Eggman, just the silhouette of his mech standing in the wreckage.
Just, it like walking out of the fires. That is cool as hell.
Yeah, it's a fucking Terminator moment.
It is a Terminator moment, yeah.
Yeah, this feels like a completely logical turn of events, honestly. Yeah. Like, because the Freedom Fighters had to be like super undercover for a while at first, but then like Eggman was killed, or the original Robotnik, and so then everyone could finally come out of hiding, because then all the villains after that were kind of pathetic. So like, who cares after that? But then Eggman came back, and then it got really weird for a while, and I was like, why hasn't Eggman just taken over everything again? And yeah, they could have. They just didn't feel like it. So yeah, I'm gonna. This is great. This is good.
When he even, I think later, either in this issue or the next one, even points out, it's like, he's still in control of much of the planet.
Yeah.
Well, they say that, but honestly, we haven't really seen it.
We haven't really seen it, but we've sort of seen it, but more so to me, this feels more like a way to show that he still has the resources, much of the resources of the planet to be able to do this.
Yeah. The way I see it, they were kind of building up for a while, and if things had gone the way they wanted, this would have been their show of force to then basically, you want to be like them, otherwise surrender. And they could have taken over the planet with this show of force, basically.
That's a good way of looking at it, I think.
Yeah. And what follows is a fight and a lot of character interaction between Sonic and Robotnik, where Sonic is completely losing composure. Eggman is legitimately badass here, and his mech is called the Egg Beater, which I think is great.
Egg Beater is a great name. It's kind of a swap in usual like battle state, where because usually Eggman is the one who's slowly losing composure over the fight, while Sonic keeps his chill.
Yeah.
Definitely. I like this mech design too. It's not something really straight from the game, but it's very reminiscent of Eggman mechs in the game. Yeah. It's good.
I think the best detail of it, it's because an Eggman mech is par for the course. It has a shield or whatever, but the fact that it has the Green Hill Zone wrecking ball, but instead of just swinging back and forth, it has it on a chain and just smacks you with it.
It's a giant. It's a big flail.
Yeah, it perfectly communicates visually that this is the I'm not fucking around mech.
Yeah, totally. And yeah, definitely a lot of good banter. I like near the beginning here, when Eggman's like, look at everything I've done. And Sonic's like, yeah, well, you missed me. And Eggman's like, yeah, that was on purpose. I was seeing you.
Yeah.
So I could take you down now myself.
This is where he establishes, I teleported them to the egg grapes, they're not dead, which...
Right.
Fair enough, whatever, but...
Fair enough, yeah, sure.
And what if Eggman just didn't tell them that? It's kind of weird that they did.
It would make more sense for us to know and Sonic not to know. But I understand Eggman using that as a way to gloat. I don't even need to kill them. I've taken them prisoner.
I think it works either way, because Eggman is arrogant here. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
True.
Yeah, so this is just Sonic's entire cool guy persona being torn down, because as they fight more and more, Sonic can't beat him, and Eggman is, emotionally torturing him, bringing up, recent deaths, and like saying like, oh, you guys couldn't solve the roboticization, you need somebody else to do it for you.
Have aliens do it, yeah.
Which is, I think it's funny and good that Eggman brings it up. I think it's also kind of a wink to the audience, like, yeah, we probably shouldn't have had the aliens do it for them.
Yeah, it is a little, it feels a little wink wink nudge nudge.
Yeah. He even invokes Sonic's romantic struggles, which is like, how do you even know about that?
Well, we know he has spy satellites, so he's probably got one spying on Sonic all the time.
Yeah, it was a little much, honestly, but whatever, I suppose. Yeah, the next portion after that is when Eggman kind of claims that they already have won. They have, metaphorically speaking, but they're talking as if they were in control, as if the original Robotnik, which isn't really true. Although it's kind of weird the way they talk about it. Because they're talking about like, oh, the world fell to me so quickly and then I had nothing left to do. So it's possible they're actually talking about their own world back in the other dimension.
Maybe.
Yeah, it's they're laying it on very thick either way.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And that's also how he invokes the fact that despite having allies in a lot of places, they're not coming to help here.
Yeah.
Now,
well, they can't all run super fast like Sonic, to be fair.
Right.
Yeah, but he also says, "Oh, they didn't warn you about this," which I don't know how to.
That feels like an implication for something that I don't think actually happened.
Basically,
to me, that feels like Eggman
we'll
implying. Yeah, that feels like Eggman implying, "Oh, I killed them," or something like that, or I took them captive.
Well, the idea is that he's saying like their spirit is so broken that they didn't bother to help you because they knew that I was going to win here. I know something else about that line that is actually different, but I can't spoil it.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Interesting.
Anyway, Sonic is getting beaten badly. Let's see. Eggman says the only reason Sonic can take so much damage is from absorbing so much rings and chaos energy.
Which is interesting. I'd believe that. That makes sense.
Yeah, it's like an interesting middle ground between game mechanics and the way the comics have operated so far. Yeah, because in game, like, Sonic could get hit countless times as long as you keep recollecting rings, but they don't portray it that way in the comics because that would be kind of bizarre. So that's how they do it instead.
But he says, because of that, like you're not as strong as you think you are. You've reached your limit, he says. Ooh. And I like this moment because Sonic begs to differ. He, in a fit of rage, rockets all the way to the East Coast to charge a peel out in a matter of seconds. And he pulls this utterly manic face that I love. I have loved this drawing for years.
No, this is a good one.
Yeah, Sonic, completely broken at the last minute, suddenly pulls up this, basically. A final fit of resistance.
Yep. Yeah, and I don't know that this is true because I haven't spent a lot of time really discussing it. I feel like people probably bring this drawing up when either talking about like quote-unquote bad Sonic art or like just the Archie comics being too unhinged without really understanding the context that Sonic is supposed to look crazed.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
It's one of those moments where like looking unhinged, it makes sense.
Yeah. But yeah, he goes flying all the way back at Eggman. I'm not sure if this is the comics trying to say this is the fastest he's ever been depicted, because obviously he has been depicted faster just as a matter of gags, but it's one of the fastest he's ever felt due to the perspective warping in the panel layout.
Yeah, this is one of the fastest I think he's gone, like, seriously.
Yeah.
I mean, when Snively and Eggman are kind of freaking out here, they're like, oh, he's moving faster than we expected. It's possible it could be like faster in a short, like acceleration. They accelerated faster, possibly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also like Eggman's term here where he says, "Oh my gears and starters," as a stand-in for stars and garters. I feel like Ian has to be incredibly proud with having come up with that one.
That's a pretty good one, yeah.
I think I've seen Bell use it in IDW as well. And yes, Sonic pulls off this extremely strong attack, enough to get him back some of his cocky attitude, and it does nothing.
Well, it does dent the shield, but that's it.
Yeah, but it is absolutely useless for the most part, which is awesome.
It's awesome, but it doesn't really detract from the moment because, like, I really appreciate that Eggman is, like, kind of freaked out, and you see him, like, really nervous with that line, like, because Eggman is like, oh shoot, did I just miscalculate this? So, like, Sonic still managed to surprise them, even if in the end, yes, it was futile.
Oh yeah, no, he is a worthy adversary. I'm not saying that Eggman is totally in control here. I like that he is like, oh shit.
Yeah, it's a good moment and then a good conclusion too.
Yeah, which is that it doesn't work either way. And Eggman, well, he gives Sonic his last beating. You're outmatched, outclassed. You're not fast enough, you're not strong enough, and you certainly aren't smart enough to defeat me. And, yeah, Eggman wins. He leaves Sonic there. I'm not playing with you, rodent. Run. Run all over the world and try to start a new group. You will find no one. So run for the rest of your life and never escape the humiliation of today.
So it's a good line for sure.
It is.
I like it. Although it is ironic because they say they're not playing with Sonic, and in a sense that's true, but also they totally are, because this is great how Eggman is spelling it out, because they operate this way all the time, and even now they're not going all out. They're like, you know what? If there's any possibility that Sonic can turn this around, I will leave that door open by leaving them here. It's good.
Yeah. I'm not playing, but I'm still not killing you because I'm playing with you.
Exactly.
Yeah. I don't know if Ian was writing any of this imagining Dean Bristow delivering it, but I wish he was alive today to do a read for it. Also because I don't want people to be dead. Sorry, I'm realizing that's a bit callous to say that like that. But anyway, Sonic is completely fucking defeated. Knothole is gone. This was peak cinema to me as a kid.
Oh, totally.
Oh
yeah.
I can believe that.
And yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
But obviously it can't end there. So Tails makes it back to Sonic, and they get up and they say, "All right, we got to get Amy and Knuckles and mount a counterattack." But it's like, obviously it can't end here, but I would say the situation is dire, and this ending doesn't take away from how bad things have gotten.
Oh yeah, well, things are looking grim.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, not at all. I mean, this is just the way I saw it. It's just Sonic, still not quite ready to give up, because like it would take truly a ton for them to truly give up. And yeah, especially when Tails comes and shows up.
It would take everybody actually being dead, probably.
Yeah. Basically. At this point in the story, I'm still like, wow, they've completely sold me. Like, this is going to be a really tough, crawl back to victory for the heroes. At least that's the way it felt like at this moment.
Well, I can predict what you're going to say about some of the coming stuff, but yeah.
Anyway.
Well, we've been talking about how, some of the comics leading up to this point have had status quo changes that feel like big but sudden and kind of over dramatized, and this is like swinging the weight around and saying, "Oh, you think those constitute a real status quo change?" So yeah, but the entire main setting of the comic is gone now. And
that's
wow. it is a good damn issue.
For sure.
That's solid. Yeah.
And we talked about for half an hour. No, it's less than that. But anyway,
it was good. It was good. It was worth.
So yeah, also no backup stories, so you can see that does lead a comic to be better and better paced.
Yeah, it's almost like we've been saying that.
It's great. I never expected it, but yeah.
I'm glad to see it.
Well, let's move along here to Sonic number 176. That sure is a messed up flag.
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't know. I don't have anything too significant to say, but it's still a good cover, but yeah.
Yeah.
So, cracking the Empire, Flynn and Yardley. After the destruction of Knothole City, Sonic and his allies are left with only scraps to rescue the people teleported to New Megaopolis. What can be done? So, everything is gone. Knuckles and Amy get out of the rubble, and Sonic is like, I'm gonna go get Eggman myself, and that's stupid.
Thankfully, he's immediately called out that it's stupid.
Yeah, Tails snaps at him. Everyone is on edge, obviously, because the entire city was taken. I wish that Tails snapping at him for this wasn't clearly undertoned with the whole romantic drama thing as they glare at each other.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
And they don't even say that. They don't even say that. It's just, I know that they're thinking about that.
It's pretty obvious.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is strange. I don't get it. Like, why would Sonic act this way? Why would they insist on doing it all on their own, especially when things are this dire? Like, what's the point?
He's afraid of losing people. He already lost everybody else.
Okay, I see.
Which, I get.
Suppose that makes sense.
Still...
Like, literally, Eggman was like, I'm gonna, like, fry everyone in, like, 5 minutes. It's, I guess, in the heat of the moment, okay.
Yeah, I mean, Sonic's not thinking clearly, and, well, they set him straight.
True. Although it isn't any of the 4 that sets them straight.
No, it's one survivor we didn't count, Nicole.
Yep.
Yeah.
And she has a plan.
They sure do have a plan.
Yeah.
Certainly does.
Yeah. So meanwhile, Eggman is giving a speech to his grapes. I love the shot. You know, you get a lot of legacy characters drawn in these. I like the shot of Dulcie just barely cramped in there.
Yeah, we're getting a lot of shots of like tons of characters, and you get like a lot of legacy ones in these lately. It's good.
Mighty and Bunny, both of theirs are also covered in cracks because they've been trying to break out of it.
I was wondering about that. That makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, but you know, Eggman's giving his big victory speech. Well, I mean, it becomes relatively obvious within seconds that he's being set up to have a downfall here. Yeah, Team Sonic is on their way with this hovercraft that I guess we've seen once or twice before. I guess I remember that from like the Nanite City.
Yes.
I guess it's usually you see the Legion driving these things.
Yeah. Oh, it's one of those things. Okay, now I recognize what this is. Yeah.
Yeah, I do like the shot of everybody looking out at all the destruction as they pass. Yeah, so Team Sonic is on their way, and Eggman is like deciding who he's gonna do first. In terms of the egg grapes, he like shits all over Elias, and before he was shitting on the Chaotix, and he's apparently just neither him nor Snively paying attention to Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, and Amy invading their city.
Well, I mean, yeah. If anything, Eggman would probably think, "Oh, it's just Sonic," like because I left him there.
Yeah,
like,
I guess it would have been nice if like Snively was like, "Sir, there's an alarm," and he's like, "Oh, it's Sonic, I know," but maybe he didn't anticipate that Tails, Knuckles, and Amy would be there.
Yeah, that's shown as much later, but yeah, I mean, it's pretty typical.
Yeah. Anyway, Eggman ends up selecting Charmy for the first to be sacrificed to the egg grapes.
It's so random. And like Eggman here like kind of struggles to like come up with like, taunts because they're like, Charmy B, haven't I ruined your life, destroyed your kingdom or some such? Like why did they choose Charmy?
It's a good question.
We'll get to it. But yeah, it's an odd choice, and it's like, yeah, Eggman barely has any relationship to Charmy in terms of a hero-villain dynamic, so it's like, who cares? And Charmy does say like, oh, nobody, we're not gonna give up hope, you'll be defeated eventually. And Eggman's like, okay, start the process.
So it was around this point that I suddenly realized this all seems really familiar to me. I read this issue like 15 years ago, just randomly, on a bus ride to summer camp.
Oh, interesting. Well, anyway, Charmy does start getting zapped, just in time for Sonic and friends to break in, and yeah, it's
a lot.
They start breaking things immediately. It's like, wow, it's like what exactly is the deal with the egg grapes that Bunny and Mighty can't break them from the inside, but Amy can break them from the outside? What?
That is a good question.
Yeah, this is ridiculous that they can burst in and break everyone out so fast that Snively and Eggman don't even have a chance to hardly react. Like, and apparently, okay, I mean, fair enough, I suppose, when Snively's like, oh yeah, I missed Tails, Knuckles, and Amy because there's just so many of them around. Yeah, I guess. But like they're so shocked. They didn't foresee this possibility at all, apparently, that just a few could have survived and then come and easily burst through. I mean, it's kind of ridiculous that they, we've seen it before. You just infiltrate right to the center of Eggman's city. It happens all the time, but it's like they just really have terrible security.
Yeah, and I mean, you are right that Eggman reacting to Sonic comes after, let's see, who am I seeing getting broke here? Rouge, Bunny, Antoine, I think that's Amadeus and Rosemary, Sally, Rotor, Dulcie. Who is that in the back? I'm not quite sure. Those might just be randos. But that's at
Those
least
are randos,
like
I think.
10 or 11 people.
Yeah.
Before Eggman even reacts. So it's like, what the hell? And then Sonic, of course, does break through the one with Charmy in it, and he's not dead, but he is severely hurt.
We'll see. Yeah.
So, yeah, Eggman and Snively going running, and, well, I think that, like, I'm very shaky on Nicole's presence here because, she's plugged into the security, and she says, well, it's a good thing that Adam's not here. And so that is, like, a weakness that Eggman probably hadn't foreseen. He's like, oh, I deleted Adam, now that problem is solved. But it's like, you left yourself without an AI to control your security. But it's also very convenient.
Yes, that's one thing, but remember that didn't actually matter up until this point. True. Like, that will be another thing on top of it, but they were still able to do this without Nicole actually helping at all.
Yeah, you're right. It's what Nicole does later that is the reason that Adam not being here matters. Them breaking in.
Right.
I mean, I guess you could say that he was running things before, but they don't say that.
It's also kind of undermining Eggman a little bit to say that it was just Adam that was the whole reason, even though they seem to be. I don't know. It doesn't work in my opinion.
Yeah. Speaking of weird, they broke everybody out of the egg grapes, including the villains. Which makes it very weird to see everybody gathered around Quack examining Charmy, and then Mogul and, like, Fang are just standing there.
Mogul even looks vaguely concerned.
Yeah, what does he care? He can just run.
True.
I think it doesn't quite look like concern. It sort of looks more like, wait, everyone's pausing to look at this guy?
Yeah, he looks a little more annoyed. I think it's just that the pose that he's in is, yeah. But the face is, why are you wasting time on this?
Yeah, basically.
But, so, Charmy's not going to die, according to Dr. Quack, and so it's time for everybody to escape, but it's like, we're all running, and Nicole's like, well, I have a plan for us to get home, and Sally's like, well, we can't get everybody out of this, like, so easily. This is the entire population of a city in here, allegedly, even though we see maybe 30 people at most. But,
yeah.
Don't worry about it.
Exactly, don't worry about it. Sonic says, just run. Just run anyway. And, it's like, what's going on? What are you talking about? And Eggman shows up with the same mech again and starts shooting again. And I love this drawing of Sonic, Sally, and Tails in the bottom right, where Sonic is smiling and Sally is horrified. But it's like, we're getting shot by Eggman again. How are you not deterred by this? The teleport beam is taking even more people at once this time. And then eventually Sonic just leads everyone into a dead end and waits for it, which obviously Sally is losing it at this point. Like, what the fuck are you doing?
Although we've already heard Snively several times try to tell Eggman something and they won't listen. We've seen this before. Why are we doing this again?
Where specifically have we seen this before?
I know what
Do you just mean the dynamic of Snively trying to tell Eggman something's wrong, or do you mean the teleport thing specifically?
Oh, no. I mean Snively trying to tell Eggman something is wrong. I'm sure that's happened before.
Oh, absolutely. That part, yes. So, I don't know. It's like, it's not clever, but it's definitely one of those things that feels like a cop-out because, this is Eggman trying to take his victory lap, and now he's just being foolish again. But it's like, I think of Eggman as someone who, it's a very fine line to walk, right? Because you need Eggman to be fallible for Sonic to win in a lot of cases.
Of course.
But he's not, like, it's like, this is him being stupid, It's not that he failed to plan ahead, it's that he's just not listening. And he's, I don't know.
Yeah, it's too far, it's too easy, it's just too much. Like, if the heroes were partially successful, even almost completely, I would have forgiven it. So hear me out. Eggman teleports everyone somewhere, and then Sonic is left here, right, at the end, and then Eggman is like, all right, well, okay, it's just you and me again. You failed so many times today, so are you going to put up one final fight? And then Sonic's like, nah, I'm not going to give you the satisfaction. That should tip Eggman off. What if instead Eggman is like, no, you wouldn't act that way, and then Sonic has to get out like the old-fashioned way? That would have felt a little bit better.
Yeah, I definitely get what you're saying. Sonic should have been left behind, or rather, there should have been some consequence for that. Maybe this does result in Sonic being taken or something somehow, because the ultimate result of this is Well, I guess I'm going to spoil it here because they do show where they've gone. The ultimate result here is absolute victory for the heroes.
Oh, totally.
Yep, it's that easy.
Because Eggman, he shoots them both and he rejoices, and then the other shoe drops, which is that, yeah, we rerouted the teleport beam. They haven't been teleported to the reserve egg grapes. Not only have they not been teleported to the reserve egg grapes, they have been teleported to not just safety, but safety beyond safety. You remember that Nanite City?
I've kind of forgotten about it, to be honest.
I remember it.
But yeah, I mean, remember this.
We had the Atom stuff. It's fine. Yeah. But yeah, Nicole has been doing some work in the background that we didn't know about. And now, it doesn't look like the Nanite City. This is old Mobotropolis, except it's new.
It's so funny. I'm remembering that frame from a number of issues ago when somebody was like, what are we going to do for a Deus Ex Machina without the Ancient Walkers anymore? I think they were specifically saying. It's like, don't worry. You're going to have plenty of Deus Ex Machinas from any number of places.
Yep. So, yeah, everybody is here now at a completely new city we built. I mean, I guess it was already here, but we've reshaped it and done all sorts of things to make it a safe place for the people of Knothole or Mobotropolis, whatever you call it. Castle Acorn is back, the old one. Everyone's houses are here, and Nicole now can manifest physically because she's got nanites, which that part I like because I just like
that is nice, yeah.
So yeah, I do actually like the idea of this alternate city. If it wasn't used as an easy victory, it would be great. That's the only real mar to this. I do think it's actually really cool that Nicole had a secret project here, building this alternative city.
This is a cool idea.
It's that this should have just been more of a struggle to get here. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
I think, it's like, obviously it's like, for all the stories that they want to do coming up, you can't actually get rid of Sonic, but I still feel like Sonic himself should have been the cost here. There should have been some kind of self-sacrifice. Not even death, just something. I don't know.
Right.
So, yeah, it's a little too easy, but it's about establishing a new status quo in a lot of cases, so, yeah. This is new Mobotropolis, everybody. And hey, she can hug Sally now.
Yeah.
But we've got new defenses, but we're not technically done yet. The Egg Fleet is here, but I think once you realize that this is almost the exact same panel as the start of 175, they're doing some cinematic parallels, and you know it's not going to end the same way.
Right.
Yeah, obviously not.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird that they chose to do it this way. Like, you almost could have just wrapped it up, but they just decided, no, we're going to re-Jeopardy you again, kind of. Just for a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, part of this is, like, the whole reason that Sonic got defeated as badly as he did in 175. I remember Ian talking about this, where he said, we had to promise SEGA that they were going to come out on top in the end. It's possible that might be why it happened so fast. I don't know that it had to be the very next issue showing that things were already okay. If it was, then I suppose their hands were kind of tied. Or they should have just eased up a little bit. I don't know. But it's definitely, it feels too fast in that case. But
yeah, I don't know all the behind the scenes stuff there. But that seems a little overreactive.
Yeah, well, I mean, when we talk about mandates, that is one of Sega's rules, is like Sonic can't lose for good, and I think for good in their eyes can mean, like a whole arc, because you could do a whole arc branching off of 175.
That would have been more interesting.
Dang, yeah, that would have been good.
This is a little quick.
Yeah, it's the Rise of Skywalker level correction to the Last Jedi's defeat. I think Rise of Skywalker is probably a worse movie than this is a comic book, but anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Sonic number 177, and yeah, you can feel the dynamic shift, because Sonic is fighting the same robot as before, but he's got the cocky smirk on.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah. Home, new home, Flynn and Yardley. Nicole transforms the Nanite City into New Mobotropolis, a powerful stronghold for the Knothole survivors to live in. Eggman takes an issue with this, but will he be able to do any damage? No.
Of course not. Yeah.
Yeah, sadly. It's really weird though, because like they try to fake you out for a second here at the beginning when Nicole is like narrating, and they're like, yes, I've made a new city and I've got my new form and all that, but Eggman is bearing down, and the villains are striking back from within, and I'm like, oh, okay, you know what? Maybe there'll be one final interesting struggle here at the end, but no, as you said. It's really funny how quickly also the villains that were supposedly a problem, they're not a problem at all. They're gone in one page.
We start with Mogul screaming about how I'm going to take over this place. You're going to be bowing before me. And then Nicole just teleports them all to prison.
Mid-rant, mind you.
Uh-huh.
I do like that Bean thinks it's cool, but...
Bean is really funny. Their attitude, I've noticed, is just...
He's an interesting Bean.
They kind of just find everything to be amusing and don't really seem too invested in things.
He probably doesn't even have to be a villain.
They don't really feel like a villain, but they just take a villainous jobs, apparently.
Yeah. That's a trait that they talk about Bark having at certain points as well. Although, one thing that I don't know if I've mentioned, Bark does not speak. He is totally mute.
Yeah, I've noticed that.
I've noticed that, but I thought that. Well, wait. Do you mean that that's actually confirmed they can't talk, or they're just never shown to talk?
I mean, I don't know if they can't, but they don't say anything.
Assumingly shown.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I hadn't noticed that.
Anywho, yeah. So the baddies are teleported to jail, and Eggman's attacks start. He's raining down hell on the city, but the city has the big force field. I guess it's the same way that Robotropolis did.
Yeah.
But there's only so much RAM to go around, so that ends up dissipating Nicole's form a little bit.
And damn, we know how expensive RAM is these days.
Oof.
Yeah, and it's a very surreal, weird atmosphere, because everyone is instructed, yeah, go home, guys, S.H.I.E.L.D. will take care of this. So you're just supposed to wait there and watch as the bombs rain down on the dome above you.
It's so stupid. Like... I would have loved for...
Eggman would just give up eventually?
Yeah, I mean, I was saying it was stupid, like the way this was written. Like, really, you're doing this mood whiplash. But you're right. It's also kind of dumb. Like, it does seem overly lax. I mean, I guess Nicole's really cool. Sure, trust Nicole, I suppose. But
I mean, she is going to be a very relevant story factor from here on out. But yeah, it's like. I mean, I think the Eggman has to run out of ammo at some point, I would say, if anything is the motivation, rather than him just...
Assumingly.
Yeah, or maybe he'd get bored and go back to try something else. I don't know. Also, Jensen accidentally colored Bernadette as Amy in this panel.
Oh, yeah, I've seen that one.
Oh my gosh, you're right. I didn't notice that. That's so funny.
That's an interesting miscolor.
Anyway, Sonic goes to get checked out by the doctor because they say get some help. And we see that Rotor's back was fucked up when he saved Tails before,
which makes sense. The rocks did hit his back.
Yeah, but it means that things are gonna have to change for Rotor. That we'll see later.
Right.
Charmy, meanwhile, got a little loopy by the egg grapes.
Oh boy.
This is one of the things that you hear about when you hear how weird and fucked up things happening in the Archie comics can be. And this is one thing that a lot of people blame on Penders, even though it's a Flynn thing. So SEGA wanted Charmy to have his game personality.
Right.
Problem is, there's a 10-year disparity in the character's age between Archie and Heroes.
Right.
So the idea that Flynn came up here with was that the egg grapes gave Charmy brain damage.
Oh boy.
And Flynn said this was a bad idea. He wouldn't have done it today if he had the foresight. And it's certainly not a good look when you say it all out loud like that. Here's the thing, though. I have read the Flynn era multiple times. Not only does Charmy not have a ton of appearances from here on out, he does not act like a 6-year-old in almost any of them. Like, Saffron herself barely appears past this point. And outside this issue, I'm not sure if most people would have noticed that this was going on with Charmy if they hadn't brought it up. It's not like the Amy thing, where her being a child in a mature body is something you have to remember in the comics to remind you about. It's like Dr. Quack says, oh, he had some memory issues. After this story, he's basically fine. Like, maybe he's a little silly here and there. Maybe there's a gag here or there that I'm forgetting.
Sure.
By and large, I think that if they had said literally nothing and just, had his personality slightly different, or if they had not said it, never made it clear that this was meant to align with SEGA's wishes, I'm not sure anybody would have noticed.
Huh. Interesting.
That is interesting. Yeah, I kind of was noticing the same because that's one of the big major things everyone talks about. Like, oh, this is a weird Archie thing. Look at Charmy here. So I knew about that, even though I didn't know about these stories. And so when this happened, I'm like, oh, okay, it's time. But I looked at these initial moments here, and I'm like, huh, okay. I mean, it's not as weird. I thought it was going to be immediately obvious and over the top.
It's kind of silly, but it's not that bad.
Yeah, it's like, for one thing, they established that he remembers and still knows Saffron, which is
right.
Nice.
I really didn't expect that, actually.
I was not expecting
that. I turned the page, and I'm like, oh, wait, they still remember. Okay.
I appreciate that.
Which is nice, even though we know basically nothing about Saffron.
Sure,
but then everything else is just very, you could do these without ever saying that anything was permanent. And I like, didn't you used to be purple? I'm a chameleon.
Right.
So it's like, it's one of those things that feels very needless to be the way that it was.
Yeah. Especially knowing what you mentioned, it's like that all seems very.
I'm gonna have Charmy Watch going for these.
I'm curious.
Coming issues, and we're gonna come away. My prediction is that you'll come away thinking it absolutely never even needed to be said that anything even happened to Charmy.
Yeah.
Anyway, Sonic is fine, obviously.
Of course.
Dr. Crack's like, I don't even care about this guy. I've got more important people to look at. We get a quick cut to Scourge telling Finitivus that Dimitri has flown the coop. But that doesn't matter to this story.
It has no relevance. I was reading this, I'm like, Ian Flynn is doing like the Russell T. Davis and Stephen Moffat style of arc intrigue here, where you get like one page of the intrigue and it has no relevance to the story at all, at large.
It's sad that you mention Russ T in that statement, because he didn't used to do that, but he does in the newer Bad seasons.
Yeah. Anyhow.
Anyway, yeah. We get more people adjusting to the new city, however weird it is to do that while there's giant laser cannons trying to kill them all in the background the whole time. For what it is, the character interactions with Sally, Bunny, and Antoine is actually fine here.
Oh yeah, I like these interactions.
She's very wistful of all that's happened. This is definitely something that would make you re-examine your place in life.
Yeah.
It's so funny that Antoine and Buddy are like, they're sitting on this bridge, they're like, it's so nice being married. And it is at a certain point just surreally hilarious to imagine, to see the giant sound effects of explosions going off behind that. And then Sally's like, hey, I got a request for you, Bunny. Wonder what that could be.
Well, they're like, remember what happened when you first wanted to join, and they talked about this. Oh, they'll actually even say I was the hairdresser. They alluded to this at the wedding issue as well. So
it makes it kind of obvious. Meanwhile, the attack is still going, and Ivo is yelling at Snively, like, you're not good enough to take down their shields. Well, I can't do it yet. And maybe Snively would have been able to do it if not for this. I don't know if he would, but he gets an attack from the air. It's Hope in that plane she built.
Oh my gosh, this is the last thing I expected.
Yeah, I was not expecting this.
This is kind of hilarious, because I am wondering if she hadn't done this, would Snively been able to take the shields down? But because that would make Hope the complete unsung hero of this, because nobody else even knows she's here.
I never even considered that possibility, to be honest, but that's my new headcanon. That's too good.
Yeah. But she got back from the United Federation trip to find a smoldering hole where Knothole used to be, and I think she doesn't even know that the heroes are alive. So now she's trying to kill her brother.
That's fair.
Yep.
And well, okay, she shoots at him, and then she kind of flies off. She says she's going back to Station Square to work with Gunn. Because she's gonna work with the gun engineers, and there's this excellent bit where the robot keeps asking Snively, or maybe it's Eggman speaking through him, I don't know, but they keep saying, Command to fire, sir, and he can't do it.
It's definitely the egg pawn. Eggman would be more
Eggman would be yelling.
If Eggman can fire
already.
Right now, he would do it himself. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. But yeah, this is interesting. I don't honestly. It's been too long. I can barely remember what Hope's character is like. But I'm like, oh, this is an interesting show of like their naivete, because they're like, oh, I'm going to go shoot at Snively and then tell him that I'll be back to destroy him later. Like, great plan, good idea. I mean, it's it's a fit of emotion and all that.
Yeah.
But it is funny how this could have been really bad. But luckily, Snively has some restraint. I assume we don't actually see what happens after this.
Snively is a good character because he wants to be better than Eggman, but he fails because he's a little too human.
Right.
I feel awful for Hope. She really just keeps losing everything over and over again.
Yeah.
This is honestly she's lived through a supervillain backstory herself.
Yeah.
And yeah, we are just we're just hanging out now. It's taken a marked shift from last time.
It really has.
We have basically undone everything, and Amadeus understands this. He's like, yeah, I think it's time for the way Mobotropolis is governed to change. And it's like, dude, can you not wait till Eggman's gone?
I didn't actually think it would be so soon.
I didn't either.
I just thought this was more ominous foreshadowing, because it is super ominous. They're just yes, this could actually be a blessing in disguise, getting almost killed and kidnapped and sent to a new city. This is just what you need to get ready for the new shift in thinking, they say. They don't actually explicitly say what it is that they're planning.
It's kind of obvious what it is, but yeah, I guess war is the best time to shoot off your revolution.
I mean, yeah, I suppose.
Anyway, Eggman, no, please wait till Eggman's gone. And speaking of the devil, he's launching everything that he's got at the shield like a whiny baby now.
This is a good moment. I do like this. This is definitely something Eggman would do in this situation.
Oh yeah. We may not love how we got here, but the way that they're executing it in spite of that is still pretty.
It's still good. Yeah. Eggman turning into a pissy child is funny.
Yeah. And Sonic coming out to be smug about all this. If you just crammed like 5 issues of rebuilding before the final attack to get them in there, and then somehow made the teleport thing come off as a huge, like, complete misdirection that even we didn't see coming.
I mean, yeah, if we're really meant to blame SEGA on that's fair enough.
I'm not trying to do that because I don't want to dismiss criticism, even if
well, even if it's, I think you can still criticize it even if there's extenuating circumstances.
Yeah.
Yeah. Regardless of who is to blame, it could have been done a lot better.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anywho, Sonic comes out to face Eggman. Eggman's like, you can't do anything with me in this mech. It was designed to counter your every move. And then Sonic's like, yeah, that's why I get beat by all the guys that aren't me.
Yep, they learned their lesson, it's not very hard, actually, to get back up now, I suppose.
I feel like they should have ordered the panels in this so that Mighty tearing the arm off like he did with Snively's is the first thing that happens, because you need to get the teleport beam out of the way.
Right.
Yeah.
But I suppose that would imply that this is happening in less than 5 seconds, which seems to be how they want it.
Yeah.
And yeah, Tails, Knuckles, Amy, Sally, Bunny, Antoine, SBO, Vector, Julie Sue, Mighty, and Ray, they kick his ass. Although, okay, I was like, does Ray do anything? And yes, he snaps Eggman's goggles to his head.
Yeah, Tails and Ray are just kind of our nuisances to Eggman.
Yeah, yanking on the mustache.
So I feel like Tails could be doing something more useful, but whatever.
Yeah, it's fine. Anyway, yes, the mech is slowly worn down and dismantled piece by piece, as Sonic tells Eggman how much he sucks. He is just left with a shell of a machine after this point, and then Sonic breaks even that.
Yep. And then they just like get out of here, which okay, I mean we talked about it I think last week. We're like, oh, would Archie Sonic stop Eggman from getting killed? Yeah, they absolutely would, obviously. Because here, even after all that, they're unwilling to even like imprison Eggman. Really? Like, this is strange, just calling them to run away.
Yeah, that's something I was wondering.
It's Sonic acting like Eggman did in 175. Run away.
Yeah.
Start a new Eggman empire.
They just couldn't help themselves, I guess.
I think that sometimes you try to do book endings so hard that it overrides your sense of reason.
Yeah.
I guess, yeah.
Or maybe it's the fact that Sally orders him to retreat. I was going to say, because if you said, like, Sally's like, oh, she's orders him to be taken captive, then it wouldn't actually make a difference. Because the next moment is Eggman says, fire on everything right now, including himself, I think.
I noticed that. Okay, I'm glad you noticed the same thing. This is great. Yeah, because Eggman is just ready to just die and take down the heroes with them.
Yeah, he's totally desperate at this point.
Yeah, which is that Sonic Adventure 1 moment that we've talked about multiple times.
Yeah.
And it would have been the same either way, because Nicole extends part of the wall with her nanites to block it. And then Eggman gets away anyway. So if you just had him run away, even though they say they're going to take him captive. Like, you can have Nicole tell him to run away because she's just a hologram here. But, I don't know.
Yeah, oh well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do like how pathetic he looks flying out latched onto the egg flyer.
Uh-huh.
But yes, everybody the heroes win. The egg fleet goes home. And yes, Sally has her new old hairstyle, courtesy of Bunny.
Yeah.
So, the heroes win, and we get a big group shot, and that is the end of that trilogy. And I think we've said our piece. I understand the criticisms of it. I don't think that diminishes everything that came before, but I do get the problem.
The good stuff is very good. It's just there was definitely a lot of
Yeah, I wouldn't say I dislike it overall. Yeah. I have lots of problems with it, but overall it was good. Definitely, I would say it was good overall.
I think what it is that we get to this era, and when we can see how cool certain things are, it makes our standards instantly get higher.
A
little bit.
But you know what? You always want to feel like there's something that can be improved.
Sure, yeah.
So you like that? You like that big wholesome ending? Good. All right, time to get stupid.
Oh boy.
Do we have to move on? Can we just end it here?
Yeah, do we have to read these next two issues? Can we just skip them?
This is Sonic number 178. They're not without value completely.
No.
They're still dumb.
Yeah. I wish I could say that this cover was bait, but it's unfortunately
maybe the
Friends No More argument is a little bit bait, but yes. Time to finally follow up on whatever Amadeus has been talking about. This is House of Cards, Part 1. Flynn and Yardley. Amadeus Prower leads a giant mass of people to the royal palace to confront Elias. It seems the Acorn monarchy may not have much time left.
Good.
I mean, yeah. I'm no monarchy fan.
Amadeus is leading a big protest, and this is where it becomes most egregious that this is a comic written almost 20 years ago, because this is meant to be like a controversial thing that he might even be in the wrong for this, and Sonic is treated as fair for calling it an angry mob. Sonic condemning protesters. This is Archie Sonic. I know he is someone that believes in the Acorn regime. My God, though.
By and large, Sonic seems kind of torn, actually, about this.
Kind of torn, but I think the way I interpret is Sonic views the Acorns as something maybe better than they actually are.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say that their view is a little skewed here.
Yeah.
I don't think that it's necessarily out of character for Archie Sonic specifically, but it's just so weird for me to see Sonic the Hedgehog, who I think of as so anti-authority most of the time, being like, those protesters, they don't know what they want. It's just weird.
That's fair.
It's made a little more hard to parse by the fact that you get like one page of the protest and you just skip to the aftermath, so we don't even really see what happened I just kind of have to guess what got everyone so riled up and what happened because of it.
Well, and the fact that Amadeus is leading a crowd of completely nameless characters does bad work to make you think that make him unsympathetic.
Yeah.
And of course, this is going to create tension with his family. You know, Tails is like, "What the hell's going on?" And Rosemary's like, "Oh, we thought it was right. You know, we're safe from Dr. Eggman, so we need some regime change."
Really is jumping the gun there. This is poor timing.
It's definitely poor timing.
It's very weird to see. It's like, part of it is like the way that these comics are paced. Like, I guess the sun was setting at the end of last issue, but the way it starts with this one is like, is this the same day? It almost feels like, and it's not.
It does kind of. It's definitely not, but it does kind of feel like it is.
I feel like it can't be more than a few days.
Oh, it's definitely soon after the last issue.
The passage of time in these comics is weird. But,
True.
Yeah, but clearly they're already doing work to frame this as something a little bit different, where Nicole is like, you know, I don't think that Tails is really upset just about the protest, and Sonic's like, what? You mean when he yelled at me back at Freedom HQ? Sonic, are you that blind?
We're apparently needing to write him that blind.
Yeah, Sonic is very oblivious in these issues.
Anywho, he blows it off and checks in with Knuckles.
Of course he does.
Well, Knuckles' part for this is okay.
Knuckles is fine,
it doesn't matter all that much, but
well, it's not so bad, but it still feels like, oh, you got to have the other one of the other main heroes also being unreasonable for some reason, because it does feel a little out of character. Like, I kind of get it, but also it's weird they're turning everyone away here.
So this is another, like, they needed another issue moment, it feels like, because if you had more time to adjust to this to see how everyone's safe, it doesn't feel like everyone's still safe as part of it, because we had all that stuff blowing up before, and yes, nobody got hurt, but that's still, like, a big deal. But just the very next issue, Knuckles is like, well, everybody has their own safe new city here. I think my time helping the freedom fighters, I can finally go back to Angel Island and focus on stuff. It's like, I need to see that everyone, you know, that Knuckles isn't needed before he just says he's not needed.
Yeah, see evidence that, like, they're safe enough that Knuckles can go leave.
Yeah. And this is clearly Knuckles, him doing him, because the Chaotix all want to go with him, but he's like, no, I need to work things out with my dad.
Which, alright, fucking fair enough.
Another thing that makes this not as bad, is that ultimately, Julie Sue and the Chaotix are like, okay, fine, Knuckles, like, we'll let you do this. Like, they're not happy about it, but, like, it's still a functional exchange at the end.
True.
Yeah. Okay, we were talking about Sonic being stupid. This is another weird moment, because Sonic asks, why are you using your guiding star gem to go home instead of the Chaos Emerald we have? And Knuckles is like, because that would be stupid. And yeah, it is stupid. Why did you ask that, Sonic?
It's like it's another joke just at Sonic's expense. Like, Sonic is just really out of it right now for some reason.
It does kind of seem like he is.
Yeah, very odd. Anyway, Knuckles heads out. And meanwhile, Elias immediately threw Amadeus in jail for leading a protest alongside the likes of Mogul and Nagas.
It's the only jail they have.
I mean, yeah.
I know, but he did, like, is protesting a crime?
Okay. I once again say that it's really hard to understand when you don't actually get to see what happened there.
Right.
This made me thinking, it was like a really uproarious thing.
Yeah, I mean,
violent.
One thing if it got, like, hyper violent, but I didn't get the impression that it did.
No, and it's annoying because our only perspective on this is Elias, who calls it a riot, but his only reasoning is that a lot of people called him to step down for being king. That's not what a riot is.
No, it's a protest.
Yeah, and it's specifically, you know, this whole conversation they have. I do like, by the way, that the villains are just, like, watching and kind of shit talking them during this.
This is great. Actually, we'll see multiple times in this issue the villains heckling people who are in the prison. It's a nice little cherry on top of this not really appetizing pie by and large.
Yeah, but Amadeus, he explains what's going on, which is that he's protesting for democracy.
Right.
He goes into this rant about how the Acorns, leader ordained by the source or not, have not been effective rulers. They started the Great War, they put Robotnik in power, they lost Mobotropolis, and now Nautilus gone.
Which, okay, I get that. That's all fair. I feel like another issue I specifically have, I don't know if anyone else has this issue, I feel like we haven't really seen much of Elias as leader. Like, exactly he's done as leader.
I think that's part of the point, though, is that Elias hasn't been doing much. Even when he became king, Jeffrey was making a lot of big decisions.
He's been very hands-off with his leadership.
Yeah, which Amadeus mentions. The best leader the Acorns ever had was a teenage girl who Max took out of operation right before everything got way worse.
True.
It's been a while. It's been a wild ride. I honestly am not sure, actually, if all of Amadeus's criticisms are fair. If you can extrapolate everything that's happened from the Great War, which you can, kind of, then yes, the monarchy has been a catastrophic failure. But you can't exactly blame them for everything after that.
I mean,
I can understand blaming them.
I can understand Amadeus's perspective, even if he is biased, I think is what I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, yes, like, okay, we are, the top haters of King Max on this show is part of it.
Oh, yeah, well, I do hate King Max, but, like, they're not hating on the monarchy for the reasons I would like them to, basically.
Yeah, he's not saying the problem is that King Max is an abusive father and a control freak. He's saying the problem is that bad things have happened while King Max has been king.
Right.
Which is, or rather, the king or his son.
Right.
Which can only be so true in this, crazy fantasy tech world where anything can go horribly wrong. Yeah. So Max is far from blameless, but also like I don't even know how much of Max's behavior can be attributed to insanity poisoning. I don't know.
I'm not sure if it's on purpose, but it's possible that it is supposed to be a little ambiguous here. Like both sides kind of aren't perfect to a degree, but again, it's confusing.
Yeah, the problem is just that in real life, democracy is always better than monarchy.
Generally.
I can't think of many times that it was worse. Maybe somebody can point one out, but I might be skeptical of their values.
This is a separate and complex topic that I don't really care to address at the moment.
Yeah, this is not the topic we should be discussing on a Sonic the Hedgehog podcast.
Yeah, I don't have any kind of formal political education anyway. But either way, Amadeus certainly makes a lot of good points. Having been stranded on a planetary commune that was a constant set of trials and governmental proceedings, and he was already a big part of winning the war to begin with. He wants the people to have real representation, and Elias only became king to stop Patch from marrying Sally anyway. So it certainly makes me more sympathetic to Amadeus here.
Mm-hmm.
Which makes it weird that Elias immediately threw him in prison for it, but it's like he could have just anyway.
There's a reason for this, I think.
Yes, I mean it's not that Elias is supposed to be completely reasonable here. And he does take Amadeus's words seriously, and even says Sonic is wrong to want to stop him in this next scene until Max shows up.
Well, yeah, because Elias all but says that they're the whole reason that things are going wrong, because they're like, yeah, I might actually like go with what Amadeus is saying if it wasn't for.
And then here's Daddy. Yeah, and I like that Flynn has some contempt for this crazy old man as well, because Max suggests executing Amadeus and imprisoning everybody who would agree with him. Which, in this case, they say is like half the population or something.
Right.
It's kind of weird, but like, I'm so glad that Max isn't any better under Flynn. Like, you did it right. You did it right, Flynn. Don't just like suddenly make him great. Keep back true to their character.
Yeah.
Max is losing. He forgets who Sonic is in this scene as well.
Yeah, that was kind of surprising.
Yeah, that's the one thing they might be changing, but like it's not even that much of a change. You could kind of infer, honestly, that Max is losing it a little bit from what we've seen before.
Yeah. The thing. Half the times in the old comics, Max felt like he barely cared who Sonic was anyway. People have referred to Archie Sonic as King Max's guided missile before in some of the old comics, and
oh my gosh.
Sonic is willing to disobey orders enough that I don't know I fully agree with that, but I absolutely believe that Max would view Sonic as his gun.
Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, Max being awful is somehow the best part of what we've gotten up to this point.
I guess, sadly, maybe it's because it's the one thing that doesn't feel like it's completely out of the blue.
Yeah, we're used to that.
Uh-huh.
But unfortunately, Elias just can't bear to disagree with Daddy, leaving with him as Sonic looks on in confusion. Whose side do I want to be on? I don't know, maybe the guy who said Amadeus was right until the man who tried to have your girlfriend married off to a murderer showed up? I don't know. Anyway, that night, Tails and Rosemary break into the prison.
Base.
It's
such a...
It's just a strange... Part of it is that in my brain, Rosemary is a very passive character. I don't know if she fought in the war.
I think she did.
I don't know if we've seen her at all during the war, because like we've seen Amadeus's eye get blown off because we know Colin Sr. did it.
Right.
But, it's not like, because like Jules and Bernie both fought in the war together. You know, one of those.
Right.
I don't know. Anyway, doesn't really matter. It's just
these are strange times, and also I can totally see that Tails is like, nah, let's do this. Like it's mostly Tails here.
Tails is pulling her along.
Yeah, that's definitely part of it. And hey, he disables Nicole. He pulls out the wires tethering her here, which I'm not sure how that works because she's got nanites the whole city over. Maybe that's just the local host. I don't know.
Yeah, I would assume that's the case. She needs some sort of hollow emitter to give her a corporeal form in that spot.
Yeah. So yeah, they get inside, and we got Mogul and Amadeus talking a bit. I like that Mogul is constantly reading books in here. I think that's very neat.
I absolutely eat up the villain that kind of enjoys himself when they're in prison.
He's giving him a chance to vibe, get some reading in.
It's also letting Mogul flex a bit because he's going to be a more complex, less hammy character from here on out, which is nice.
I mean, I always got the impression Mogul was supposed to be a more complex character in the first place, but the writers we had turned him into a Saturday morning villain.
Right.
But he tells Amadeus, Tails beat me. You should be proud of him. And Amadeus says, I am. And speaking of which, Tails breaks his dad out. And Nicole goes to Sonic for help by just materializing in the middle of his bedroom, which...
Mildly concerning that she can do that, but let's not touch on that.
It makes sense. I want to dial back just for a second, though, because there's this really weird moment that it just is continuing the problem of I don't really understand what led up to this, because they're like breaking out Amadeus, and they're like, yeah, we have to break you out in order to stop a civil war, and Amadeus is like, huh? Like as if they didn't see that was maybe what might happen from all this. And so then I'm just
and that's telling me more that his riot was not a riot, it was a protest.
Well, and also,
or at least they saw it that way. Like if Rosemary is thinking that it's more than a protest, then I really don't get what's going on.
I'm assuming that's based on official state media.
Well, so she says it may have gotten
that's a good point.
What the state is saying rather than what actually happened. Which
Rosemary is saying our protest may have gotten a bit heated, but the king overreacted. But if that's threatening a civil war because we've got that many people on our side, and if Amadeus being here is like getting the people riled up enough, maybe. The problem is, like you guys say, we're not seeing this. Who are these protesters?
Uh-huh.
We needed to actually see the protest happen, and realistically, this should have been, I hate to say it, but one more issue, like an actual issue of the protest.
Okay, I wasn't going to talk about this immediately. Here's the thing. House of Cards was originally meant to be 12 issues long.
Okay, that might have been too long.
Yes.
I I was thinking like 3 issues. 3 issues is usually pretty solid for these.
It was meant to be have a series of vignettes exploring the loyalties and values of every member of the team. Like all the freedom fighters.
Right. Okay. That when you put it that way, that does make sense. You slowly work your way up to the actual protest.
Probably, and also having the Sonic versus Tails thing not be the entire sole focus, which probably would have helped.
Right. You make that the final focus.
But as it happened, Archie was doing this, and they knew that they wanted a Sonic versus Tails story because of what was going on in Marvel around this time. But Civil War. And so then they said, fast forward to Sonic vs. Tails stuff.
Oh, so fucking Civil War.
Yeah.
Okay, so we can blame, instead of Sega, Archie this time. Okay, great.
Archie and Marvel.
That doesn't mean it's not rushed and truncated anyway, or like there wouldn't have been a better way to do this, or you could have just not done it.
Well, okay, I will state this. I am never a fan of anytime Sonic and Tails are pitted against each other, which doesn't happen all that often. But it's happened enough times that I'm never a fan of it.
It's in Archie, certainly, like anytime you try to make it like a direct confrontation between their two personalities, it always feels out of character.
Yes.
We'll see how I feel about it in the 2010s games and like Sonic Prime, because I feel there's a way that you can make that almost work, depending on where you put Sonic Prime in the timeline. But I haven't seen all of that stuff yet, so...
You could make it work. What I've seen doesn't make it work.
No, and when I say Sonic Prime, that's not even the same Tails, so it's fine.
True, yeah.
That's the main problem, is that the way that Tails and Sonic are written, it just makes no sense.
Exactly. They're written to be,
yeah, they're
the closest brothers.
They're the bros, yeah. Conflict with them needs to come from some other place. Anyway.
Yeah.
So yes, Nicole gets Sonic's help, and Sonic does get there. Tails hides, but Sonic, unfortunately, is at his absolute worst here.
He's portrayed... I like that he's portrayed in a lot of shadow in these upcoming shots.
Yeah, to show that he's being a dickhead.
Yeah.
Despite everything that he saw with Max and Elias, he not only goes right along with the riot label, he's doing all this to keep Amadeus in prison. And he says, you're going too far. It's too far to protest the monarchy, but not too far to imprison a political opponent. And again, like I've said, I don't think it's necessarily out of character for Sonic to be pro-Acorns. I just think that Archie shouldn't have made him like that in the first place.
Yeah.
And he also totally smarms about Tails being a sycophant who can't meaningfully oppose him. You were out of fucking line here.
Yeah, that's like, okay, you've replaced Sonic with someone different. This is so out of character. It's actually absurd.
This doesn't feel like Sonic.
Also, there's a logical error here, because how the heck does Tails get behind Sonic without Sonic noticing?
That is
because
also a really good question.
You see Tails turn around as Bean is pointing out that Sonic has arrived. So they're still standing out in the open at that point. So how do they just disappear completely after that and then get behind Sonic? What?
So Sonic comes down the stairs, and Tails is turning around as Bean is saying, hey, listen. So he may be seeing Sonic from up the stairs, but Sonic can't see Tails due to the ceiling. And so Tails may fly up to the ceiling before Sonic gets in there, and then he walks in front of the grate.
I guess it's a little hard to parse in comic form, too, because its timing is really weird.
It's a little messy, yeah.
But not a great moment, no matter how you look at it.
Yeah, it's okay, they're playing up Sonic being a dickhead because they want Tails to feel justified in punching him. The problem is, this has never been what this conflict is about. This has never been like Sonic taking Tails for granted. That's not even what the problem with this is, because when we do see what Tails' problem with Sonic is, that's never even been what it's been. So why are you having Sonic invoke that?
Misdirection, because actually at this point I thought they'd lost the plot and they were just making up something different.
It does kind of seem like they've lost the plot.
Yeah. So, the Prowlers head for the castle, and Sonic and Tails are fighting now. the villains are loving this in the background, as we've said, which is the thing that makes it good.
That is the one good thing.
But yeah, so Rosemary and Amadeus head for Castle Acorn, and Sonic and Tails are fighting, and that's our cliffhanger.
And Rosemary and Amadeus also say we got to assassinate Elias.
Is that what they say? Hold on, we have to
not straight up, but they're like, we've got to confront them and have them step down. And I immediately interpreted it that way.
It does.
I don't think
I can understand interpreting it that way, but that's not how I interpret it. It did feel like they wanted to talk to Elias.
Well, when they say we need to end it this way tonight, I mean, I'm sure they probably don't want it to go that way, but I was thinking it might turn into that anyway.
I think they intend to threaten him, at least.
Yeah.
Anyway, thankfully, this is not the end. That cliffhanger is not the end of the episode. We will be done with this by the end of tonight. So
yeah.
Let's look here at our last issue of today, Sonic number 179. My God, what a corny cover.
Jesus Christ.
Also, mixed messaging. You're tearing the poster that declares Tails an enemy of the state. So do you hate him or like... whatever.
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
House of Cards Part 2, Flynn and Yardley. Sonic and Tails find themselves at odds over Amadeus Proud's attempted regime change for the Kingdom of Acorn. But it seems like something more personal may be bubbling under the surface. Boy, is that the truth.
Oh, yeah.
Sonic and Tails are fighting. Sonic is still trying to justify Amadeus being thrown in jail. Tails is enraged.
I will say, like, these comics, they're still trying to be fun. I gotta point out that, like, the drawings of the characters here with, like, holding cards, like, that's great. That's cute. That's
I like
good.
That, yeah.
It's a bad issue, but, like, you've got cute drawings at least.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, I like Nicole building the House of Cards.
Yeah.
And, you know, speaking of fun, that is the thing that holds a lot of it together, because you do still have the villains snarking as they're fighting, and the expressions on Sonic and Tails are very sort of goofy.
Well, there's one thing Yardley is good at. It is expressions, amongst other things.
Yeah, there's many things Yardley is good at.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Tails is mad, but it's clear this is a deeper anger than is the stuff with his parents. And yeah, anybody who's paying attention knows why, although he tries to buffer it with all the, oh, you don't care about me, and nobody takes me seriously because I'm Tails and I'm a kid. That hasn't really happened much recently, but Tails is supposed to not be 100% thinking clearly here, so I don't know.
Yeah, but, like, that has not happened very much in a while.
Yeah, like I said, I thought they just lost the plot. They're like, they forgot why these characters were feuding, and so they just were like, it must be this.
Let's start making shit up.
Yeah. The Prowers get inside the castle, but it's clear Elias is letting Amadeus in to just deal with him.
Right.
Because obviously, like, they didn't actually take down Nicole's defenses here, but
yeah.
So yeah, Amadeus comes in with Rosemary. Elias. Elias's wife is also in here. Does he send her out?
Yeah.
Yes, he does.
Okay. What is her name?
Couldn't tell you.
Yeah, okay.
It's a good-ass question.
Anyway, Amadeus is here. And yeah, so Elias gives a big speech about how the Acorns deserve to rule, and they've done so much and struggled. Oh, brother.
Oh, boy.
And I've seen this panel brought up a couple times with Amadeus and Elias. Would you be able to guess, looking at these, that these two characters are supposed to be totally different species?
Not really.
No,
would you be able to guess which one's
not.
a fox and which is a chipmunk?
No, being they look pretty similar. Amadeus just has a slightly more pronounced snout, or nose, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't really mind it. I mean, they're anthropomorphic characters at the end of the day.
Yeah, I don't mind it that much, but it is interesting to point that out, that we got to a point of, like, kind of aggressive anime at some point.
Yeah.
Or aggressive pseudo-anime, and we're just not leaving it, which, okay, whatever.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, they get to fighting. They're not gonna be I would preserve order over submitting to your anarchy, he says. Good. Sorry.
What?
So,
not Amadeus. Elias's weapons.
These are weird. We haven't seen these before, have we?
No.
Okay, so we have seen these before. I don't know if we've ever seen him use them. We've seen them on his like belt. they are like hip-mounted blade things.
Knuckles or something.
I don't know what the hell they are. They're like
very
handles,
strange weapons,
and they have blades come out of either side.
Something like that.
But they're not big blades, and so it looks dumb put up
No.
against Amadeus's normal ass. What is that? A cutlass, maybe?
Cutlass or scimitar. I think it's a cutlass.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this moment is like it's kind of stupid, and you kind of cringe at what Elias is saying here. But like compared to what we're getting on the other side of this story, like I'm kind of down with this.
This is
like,
the better fight.
This is a little more interesting.
It really is, and it's more interesting too because I didn't actually see this coming when they were like, "Oh, Elias is letting them in." I'm like, what's Elias playing? Oh, he's just playing to be like, all right, let's duel and settle this. I'm like, okay, I didn't see that coming.
It's like, yeah, sure, that's the best idea y'all have. Fucking men, we won't talk about things, but we'll kill each other.
And case in point, the other fight gets worse because Sonic and Tails run out of the prison, so we don't get to see Bean and Mogul betting on them. We don't get the villain commentary.
Yeah, damn, we don't. Bean and Mogul don't get to know how their bets pan out.
Yeah, but at least we're gonna be done with this soon. Tails is throwing out a number of different justifications for his anger. First, the lack of missions. Then Sonic not believing him about his solo missions, which I remember that, but I don't remember which missions those were. Was it the Down Under stuff from the miniseries?
That's like from forever ago.
It was the Down Under stuff.
I was like, what? Why are you bringing that up now?
You're hung
Tails
up on
hasn't
this
made us
after
think
what,
about
a year? More than a year?
Yeah, Tails hasn't
like
made us think about
issues.
it until now, which is odd.
Yeah. Then he brings up Amadeus being in prison and fair on that one. And then just for not listening to him in general, which I guess is probably the thing from 176 that we just saw. And then finally, the bomb drops because it's all about Fiona. Tails, he is still being motivated by his childhood crush on a woman who absolutely did not care about him even when she wasn't a villain, even if she weren't too old for him. I can't take you seriously on this, Tails. You say Sonic betrayed your love for her. That love was manufactured. You did not have any more right to her than anybody else.
Yep.
This is stupid. You're better than this, Tails.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, Sonic... He doesn't owe you this, is the thing. Like, okay, sure. Like, maybe he should have considered your feelings when you brought it up to him, but he doesn't actually have to do what you say. And Sonic actually had a shot for a while, rather than coming off as a parasocial stalker like you. Sorry. I'm saying all this to defend Fiona, who now is unambiguously a villain, but ugh. Sonic, thankfully, cools things off by saying, oh, if that's what it is, then yeah, it should have punched me in the face.
Which is certainly a solution.
Well, as soon as he realizes it's so trivial,
yeah, exactly.
It's like, okay.
Suddenly he's back in character.
Kind of, yeah. Huh.
Anyway, Sally is here to end Amadeus and Elias's fight. Now everybody just calm down here. Clearly the answer is something in the middle.
Well, so I find this believable because Elias was like, it was funny because Elias was like, all right, don't wake my father, and so Nicole's like, okay, I'll wake your sister instead. That's funny.
That's good.
But like, I think Elias kind of knew that like this was a little ridiculous. And like this isn't going to work unless no one else is here, basically. Like as soon as someone comes to mediate, it all falls apart. So it makes sense.
Yeah, I mean it definitely is sort of a like I think what would have made this work is, you know, like we said, the story does its best to make Amadeus unsympathetic in all of the wrong ways. But if they had made him less sympathetic in some of the right ways, portray him more as, say, a crazy old man who is trying to, you know, don't even have Elias let him in. Have him break in, and Elias is completely caught off guard.
Sure, yeah.
You know, then Sally doing this would make a little more sense. It's the fact that Amadeus is just too correct on the whole, and Sally feels a little bit like she's playing the enlightened centrist, is what it is. Now, in the end, thankfully, it is not that bad, but it's like, I think I see I see Amadeus being the protester, and then Sally's like, well, maybe we should just sit down, have some tea, and talk. It's like, I don't know. Feels coddling is what it is.
No, I get that. That's fair.
Well, but anyway. Here's the thing. So, like, I had to think about it for a second. But Amadeus is just, like, not going to hear anything otherwise. They're going to stick to their guns here. Like, right. That kind of makes sense. And Elias just wants to basically put on a strong face. And, like, I think they realized they couldn't do that if anyone else was here.
They kind of needed to hash it out by just clashing swords for a little bit.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. Elias has always, like, struggled with, like, how to be a leader, right? And so they're kind of fumbling. They were fumbling something here. I think it mostly works.
Yeah, I think it's also me coming at this. This comic is antiquated. I'm seeing a false equivalence here, but that's something that hurts me here now, where the creep of authoritarianism is growing closer every day in real life. This comic is from, decade and a half ago. It's from like 2007, maybe?
Something like that.
That's or maybe 2008. I don't know. It was at a time where people could be optimistic about the future, even under fucking Bush. Or maybe Obama, I don't know. If it was Obama, then the optimism makes sense because people were naive. But anyway, sorry, I'm getting too political. I probably shouldn't rewatch the Zygon inversion anytime soon either, come to think of it. But anyway, we are closing things off here. Sonic apologizes, which, whatever, fine, if it'll get tails off your back.
Yeah, basically.
I like that Sonic compares him to Shadow for being so moody. We're done with it. We patch things up. We say that it's sorry, and Tails was hurt. Whatever, we're good. No more of this.
For the love of God, no more of this.
I don't mind this conclusion being as fast as possible.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they go to the castle to see where everybody is now, just having tea, thanks to Sally, and now we'll have a constitutional monarchy.
Which is like, I mean, we're going, what we probably should have been trying to do in the first place, instead of just all at once taking down the monarchy, implement a constitutional monarchy? Whatever, words.
Again, that's the other thing, is that maybe we should have had Elias, like a scene of Elias and Amadeus, like, talking way before the protest even happened. He was driven to protest because things didn't change.
Yeah, that's what I would have assumed should have happened. To work
King Max in there, because you have Elias think, well, maybe that's a good idea, and then no!
And then Max comes in and shuts it down, yeah.
Yeah. So, constitutional monarchy, which is, I mean, liberal democracy is catching fire around us right now, but again, 2007. So, yes, we have a new Council of Acorn, and that's kind of funny because, we had sort of a play council back in the Freedom Fighter days, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. And we got Sonic the Bureaucrat.
Oh my gosh, I remember that.
Yeah, Sonic failing to be a bureaucrat, but Sonic the Bureaucrat nonetheless.
Yeah, but look at that, elections going on. How neat.
Yay.
And Max is not fucking happy about this.
Oh, what a surprise.
What the fuck else is new?
He has this disappointed in my son look as he slowly rolls away.
Whatever, he can go to hell.
He sucks so much, I love it.
It's kind of sad though, that Elias is really hurt by this. I'm sure they'll get over it, but I think it's telling that Elias is like, you know what? I'd rather die in a duel than disappoint this guy, basically.
Oh my god, yeah.
I mean, that's the way I see it. That's the way I think. That's the reason I think they did that.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Eli and Sally have both been so messed up by their parents.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, he does get words of encouragement from Alicia, so she's at least slightly human, but she barely exists in this series, so.
That's the thing. She's been, what we've seen of her, she's been, for the most part, fine, but she's barely a character.
I was actually kind of shocked that she even said this. She kind of just stands behind Max a lot of the time, so I just kind of assumed that she supported him completely, but I guess not.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
And after all that, Amadeus never even wanted to put himself in charge, so there's no ulterior motive. They have Rosemary run instead, which is probably the better option anyway. But
yeah,
because she went through all the same stuff, but is not headstrong and needing to clash swords with people.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's all done with. But our cliffhanger is something partially expected, but a sign for better things to come. Dimitri is here looking for Knuckles.
Yes.
I love that everyone is freaked out by the floating head in a sphere.
Yeah, he is. He's weird looking, but he needs Knuckles because he needs all the help he can get now that Enerjack has returned as promised.
Sure is convenient that Knuckles just left.
It is convenient that he just left.
It's a good arc. Don't worry.
I'm sure.
I'm sure it'll be good.
Anything will be better than this.
Yeah, it won't be hard.
Yeah, House of Cards is one of my least favorite parts of the Flynn era.
I wonder why.
Yeah, it's like all my notes here are just the things that I explained about it originally being 12 issues, but yeah.
That is crazy to know.
Don't you love Sonic being a corporate-owned series? I mean, it wouldn't exist without that, but still it's frustrating.
Here's the thing, though. I have to wonder, making it longer, would that have made it more bearable?
That is
I'm
the thing.
sure it would have had more good parts.
So
sure.
The conflict between the Prowers and the Acorn Monarchy, I can see being a lot better. And
that's fair.
It was originally going to examine the loyalties of each of the freedom fighters, and I think that
that's interesting.
Sally's perspective, maybe that would finally be them doing something with her and Max, I don't know. But then, Bunny, Antoine, Rotor, and, maybe you'd have more time dedicated to Sonic's own opinions. But that being said, it would probably still come down to Sonic versus Tails, and Tails would still be hung up on Fiona, so that part of it would still suck.
Yeah, it wouldn't make it perfect suddenly.
Yeah, because the thing with the Tails thing is that it's not that the way... Okay, Sonic being a dickhead at the start, that part's dumb, but after that point, the way Tails and Sonic are written, I get what they're going for, and it's not necessarily the worst possible execution of it, it's just a really dumb idea.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But with all that said, we are done with, I think, basically everything I don't like about the Flynn era. Maybe there's something I've forgotten, but most of the comics here I think are good. And, we've had great comics just tonight. It's the variance in quality between these has been staggering.
True.
I mean, it's pretty par for the course for Archie Sonic. You could go from being pretty amazing to complete and utter dog shit in one night.
Yep.
Yeah, it's still different.
Talk about consistent. It's different. But
the fact that none of it is boring is part of it.
That's true. I was gonna say, it's like you gotta admire the consistency.
Yeah, because some of mid-era Archie was fucking boring.
Oh God, yes.
Anyway, but with all that said, those are our issues for tonight, and that is where we're done for tonight. So thank you to my wonderful co-hosts for joining me for all this, and thank you to our wonderful fans for watching. If you like this video, please feel free to share, like, comment, and subscribe. And if you have any questions, comments, criticisms, suggestions, or feedback, you can reach us at any of the links in the link tree in the description. I hope you all have a great rest of your week. We will see you next week for another exciting episode. I hope you all have a great rest of your night, and take care.
Nice.